Hi guys, this is George back here with another video, and welcome to a very exciting news update for not only Thorpe Park but also the UK theme park industry, as plans for Project Exodus have now been approved. This is absolutely massive news for the UK. The Thorpe Park are going to be building the tallest roller coaster in the UK, standing at 236 feet. Not only is this going to be the tallest coaster in the UK, it's going to be one of the tallest in Europe. There are a few roller coasters in Europe that are taller than this. Silver Star, I believe, at Europa Park is slightly taller than this. That's probably the closest coaster in Europe we can look at in terms of for a height idea of what this is going to look like on the skyline. And then of course you've got Shambhala as well, you've got Hyperion, Atenagelandia and Red Force, which is currently Europe's tallest roller coaster. However, I believe this is going to be around the 5th or the 6th tallest roller coaster in Europe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it is going to be one of the tallest coasters in Europe, which is absolutely amazing, and it's so exciting for the UK theme park industry. And with all of the trouble with the planning of this coaster, it's caused a lot of debates and a lot of trouble, and at one point a lot of people were thinking it wasn't going to happen, myself included. I thought planning permission was going to be rejected for it. But it's great to see that Thorpe Park have finally got planning permission for their first coaster in 10 years. The last coaster to open at Thorpe Park was the Swarm, and that was in 2012. So we're now going to go through a bit of history about what has been going on with Project Exodus. So originally, this ride was kind of announced. I wouldn't say the ride really. The website was first announced on the 28th of November of 2021. This was when we first got the idea that Thorpe Park were wanting to build a new roller coaster. We saw the consultation website, and that was when we first found out that Thorpe Park were looking at building a brand new coaster. It was then on the 9th of December that there was a public consultation for this ride, and this was when the park first announced that they were planning to build the UK's tallest roller coaster, standing at 236 feet. However, not a lot else was seen in terms of stats for this ride. We still don't know many stats for this ride. However, the layout was shown this day. However, that wasn't for the public. That was only for people who lived in the local area to see. It wasn't until the 10th of December that plans were officially shown to the public, and that was when everyone got their first look at the layout of Project Exodus. That was when, of course, we saw this absolute beast of a ride with its massive inversions, and at first a lot of people were disappointed with the length of it, and that is my biggest concern with this ride. It does look like a very short coaster. However, when you think about it, Thorpe Park's roller coasters, they're not very long. They are over quite quickly. Some of the best coasters in the UK are short rides, such as the Swarm and Stealth at Thorpe Park. Nemesis at Alton Towers is known as one of the best coasters in the UK. Even though it's not one of my personal favourites, it is still very highly regarded, and that isn't a particularly long ride. Wicker Man is very highly regarded, and that is also a very short coaster. So I don't think we have got too much to be concerned about here. However, it would have been great to see a bit of a longer layout for this. Then, moving quite a lot further down the line here, from the 10th of December of last year to the 5th of October 2022, and this was when the Runnymede and Borough Council officially approved plans for Project Exodus. However, of course, with the Environmental Agency causing quite a few concerns for this project, there was an objection that was placed by them, and of course permission couldn't be approved until this objection had been dealt with in some way. So therefore plans were passed on to the Secretary of State, and that is what we've been waiting for all of this time. And then on the 1st of November 2022 was officially when the plans were approved for Project Exodus. The Secretary of State decided that it didn't need too much looking at, and that it was up to the local council whether this thing got built or not. And of course the local council had already approved of this coaster, so therefore that was when we officially found out that the ride would be built, and construction is going to be starting shortly for this coaster, which is very, very exciting. So in terms of construction updates for Project Exodus, I will be heading to the park quite a few times hopefully next year on a regular basis, getting construction updates for Project Exodus. I do plan on doing them as separate videos rather than just putting them as segments in the vlogs, and I'll probably head over a few times during the closed season and walk down Monk's Walk and get some updates from there as well, because of course this coaster is going to be getting built right next to Monk's Walk, so we should hopefully get a pretty good view of it from there. But this is fantastic news for the UK theme park industry. This massive new ride is going to be getting built at Thorpe Park. It's going to be located in Old Town. Of course, we've lost Creek Freak Massacre, the scare maze at Fright Nights, for this ride to be built. I got my final run through on that the other day, which I must say was a little bit of a letdown, unfortunately. However, I did get to experience it a few weeks ago, and it was absolutely fantastic. And wasn't very many actors in it the other day. However, and it is great to see, and as much as Creek Freak Massacre will be missed, it has been there for a few years now, and of course we will be losing the other rides in Old Town as well. Well, technically we were in it. High Striker has been moved. That of course used to be Lumber Jump, that used to operate in Old Town. That's now been moved over next to Storm Surge. In terms of Timber Tugboat, that has been relocated to Chessington, where that operates now as Trawler Trouble. And of course the Rocky Express, one of Thorpe Park's oldest and most historic rides, is going to be closing, unfortunately. Looking at the state of it during Fright Nights, it doesn't look like it's going to be operating ever again, which is sad, to be honest. However, if it's between this and that and Project Exodus, of course I'm going to be choosing Project Exodus. But there we go, that is now the end of this very exciting news update. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at George Kelly, follow me on Twitter at George Kelly, and check out my other YouTube channel at George Kelly. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe everyone, and I will see you all later. Bye!